As we all know, coup d'etat has been happening in Africa since 2020. There has been numerous stars that have been unfolding in Africa. That tells you that we are not happy in the way and manner in which our leaders are constructing and then leading us. It is clearly stated and clearly indicating that Africa is no longer safe for its citizens, and that's why the leaders are being overthrown. And to be very sincere enough, where there's quality leadership, there's no need for leaders to be dethroned. It has happened in numerous nations in recent times. This tells us something clearly we are failing to understand. It is better to die for an idea that we live than to live for an idea that we die. You know what? Leaders are not serving their people properly. Are always scared of this coup that are happening in the entire Africa. It's becoming very scary for them because why? They are failing to do their supposed job as leaders of a nation. Because if you are serving them with sincerity, there's no need for you to be scared of them. You cannot be afraid of your house if there's peace in the home. From feeding to his wife, he'll be scared of how to return home. And when he returns, he will be afraid to ask. That is why other nations are just being scary and it's trying to transform itself and to be itself. Thomas Sankara, Kwame Nkrumah, when Pierre Lumumba is coming into reality, these are all their dreams for Africa to be for Africans, and which is very clear. As I've been seeing things have been unfolding in recent times. I've been trying to interact and then see things. It's happened recently in Guinea-Bissau yesterday. Burkina Faso did that. Mali did that. Gabon did that. Niger did that. Another many more nations. But most of the time when they are taking over, it's not because of anger or any kind of property, and then they roll over again. This is a similar thing I'm seeing in Tanzania. For those in Tanzania can understand what I'm trying to say. If they are not very mindful of how these leaders are doing, as we all know, Ibrahim Traoré just did earlier that the killing of citizens for political gain or election malpractice or this misunderstanding, it is not acceptable in Africa anymore. As we all know, that man is a revolutionary. He transforms things and then he does things that would push Africa to the peak. He doesn't do things because of his interest or because of why he thinks or so. He does things that is very comfortable for him as an African or Pan-Africanist. But the reality speaks here is a lot other leaders in Africa are becoming very skulky. I'm seeing that again in Nigeria because the way and manner in which people are being assassinated and then bandits are exploiting and are becoming a call for concern and killing every now and then and everywhere. It is deadly. Nigeria is too big, to be very sincere. It's too big. If this is how things will continue to unfold in Nigeria, let's be very careful. Again, hunger is another problem there. Sierra Leone again, hunger, starvation, lack of political freedom of movement and expression is becoming another concern again. Shout out to John Mahama in Ghana. He's doing his best. According to sources that I got from his nation, they say they make close to 1.something billion in gold exportation or export in the entire nation from January till date, which is very, very impressive. And more, as Paul Kagame always say, leaders in Africa are always happy to be called by their colonial masters to come and present their ideologies and their budget and their plans for the nation. The budget that they thought is too standard for them, they will consider as a threat, which has become the call that has been making people be funny and then just crazier as time flows by. But let's be very careful how things unfold. I always say that. I pray Africa become the Africa we are praying for. Or whoever that is becoming a cause to Africa, God let them be exposed and then overthrown again. I'm praying for that. The reason why we pray for this kind of things is because the leadership in Africa is becoming like a cupcake. Everybody wants to just take and leave. No, it should not be like that because we are Africans, we are proud of ourselves, but these leaders, I think they are not even taking us into consideration because they just think we are ordinary novices, we don't understand what we're doing, we don't know where we are heading to. It is becoming very dangerous and then manipulative these days. Yes, we appreciate God for better leadership.